Let's talk about kind of the compare framework that
Yep.
you developed. What is it and why did you come up with it?
So, like, all these things that we've been talking about are communications. But like when you say, "Hey, make sure your communications are good for your business," that doesn't help people a whole lot. I like breaking things down, and the compare framework is, "Hey, this is everything that you can do from your brand standpoint to communicate to the world." And that's, for us, we always relate it to like our clients, media members, our team members. So, compare breaks down in a lot of ways all of the different things that you can do as a business to communicate. The first one, C, is content. That's going to be what we talked about earlier. Like, you do have to be putting out content, otherwise there's nothing for somebody to see. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. Obviously, social is a part of it. And, there's also the balance between video on social and static posts. People have success with both, but the best is to find a balance. And Meta constantly is changing the recommendation here, but you guys can go chat GPT that. Articles, articles, blog posts, the written long form stuff is another part of that LLM search. It's also what people are going to find when they're researching, should I work with this business? They're going to see what you posted. I know constantly on interviews, people are bringing up blog posts from 6 years ago on our website. I'm like, oh, I forgot we did that. But people will, when they're deep diving you, in that bottom of funnel, they'll deep dive into your stuff. They'll deep dive into your social. And so you need to have the content there to provide that confidence for somebody to work with you. Outbound is the next one. So the content is a lot about people finding you, finding out more about you. Outbound, you got to reach out to somebody. And again, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. On the media side, we reach out to the media constantly for our clients to try and get that attention, because all of communications is about getting attention and sharing your message. Um, and so, reaching out, whether that's partnering with influencers or reaching out via email, a lot of people do a newsletter. Those outbound communication efforts help continue to build that relationship. And, for us, it's all about building a community. It's not just, hey, let's build a following. We want to actually build people who are engaged. Um, Media is the next one. I already touched on this a little bit earlier as well, of media is still the powerful third party validation because it's a limited resource. There's only so many outlets, there's only so many opportunities, there's only so many 3-minute segments. And while the world of media has gotten a lot bigger with new media, as we call it, podcasts, all of the new article sites, YouTube, like there's a lot of new opportunities, but those top tier ones are still just as valid because it's a limited supply. So getting on your local news station to talk about whatever relevant industry topics are going on, they're actually looking for that. They want the expert to come in. They want the lawyer to talk about whatever bill just passed. They want the finance guy to come talk about end of year taxes. Um, so finding those opportunities about a month beforehand is a good time frame. Platform. So picking the right platforms, being omnipresent is a huge part of this. Uh, and this is to make sure that when people search for you, they're able to find you on the platform of their choice. So even if it's not your main channel, like content can be produced for a lot of different channels, put it there. Like have the secondary channels, Rumble being the secondary to YouTube, uh, Threads being the secondary to X. Having this across every platform is super important. And then you have to have your own platform. And you can use other people's too, but having a podcast, that's a great platform. Have just your website, treating that as a content platform. Um, Having a platform where people can find out more about you, where you can communicate messages to your community. School is another one that's kind of up and coming. That's another platform. They and all of these things can be separated in multiple categories. Peso is a great model that we use in the PR industry of paid, earned, social, and organic, or owned, not organic. And that's a good way to approach each one of these items. Advertising is a huge one. I know this crowd likes to advertise. So it's powerful. I mean, it's one of the ones that is scalable based on budget. And when you run out of time doing a lot of these other things, budget is your tool to leverage. And you have to do the same amount of work, but you can increase your ad spend or just go to multiple platforms on your advertising. One of the coolest things that I think so many people don't even know about is native advertising. It's actually being advertised more, like going on Roku. You can get targeted ads on Roku to your market, and they have more data than the traditional news stations do. Uh, and so there's a lot of opportunities for native advertising. It's a little bit more work to set up all of these platforms, but yeah, it can definitely apply to from some of the legal holdups that people have. Like there's certain industries that can't advertise on Meta. Like look into native ad platforms. Relationships is the R in Compare, and this is a critical thing. You want your focus through your messaging to build a relationship with somebody, to build that know, like, and trust factor, and make sure you're communicating with everybody you need to. Stakeholders is another kind of name for it. Like, are you communicating with the media when you have an event? Press release is an easy way to do that. Are you communicating with people in your community? Are you communicating with your suppliers? Building relationships across the board then is an excellent opportunity to drive referrals. Um, and relationship is a huge topic. There's great books about that as well. The last one is engagement. So it's building that community and then engaging with them, not just sitting back in your office making your same video every day, but actually taking part in community events, taking part on social and giving people answers there. The Reddit discussion that was earlier, that's part of engagement, and making sure that you have your voice out there, not just the content. Actually interacting with people helps build those relationships, helps drive everything forward.